Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion Season 1, Episode 3, Lucha Royale. So to my shock and surprise, a few days ago, Disney Channel dropped the first 10 episodes of this show on Disney Plus. So woohoo! I don't know how many episodes are in the season, and I'm not really sure why Disney Channel does this now. I know they did it with the Secrets of Sulphur Springs. Um, I hope that's not like a bad sign or nothing like that, but oh well, I get to watch it. So this was a really cool episode. It was more focused on Black Scorpion, but it was also focused more on that of Violet. Almost called her Gwen from Bunked. So in this episode, we get to see just what the toll of being a superhero is when you can't be with your loved ones. That is the theme and everything. Like, because you know how superheroes are. They go out and they fight for justice, but they don't really get to do any fun stuff or interact with their families that much. And that's something that happens to Cruz a lot. He has been absent from his family and stuff to where they never really ever get to see him because he's too busy being a superhero. So after a little training and everything of boxing, which is like, it's cool to see her when she uses her powers, because she uses it too fast, she sets things on fire. Like when the first episode where she was running and her sneakers in the street was on fire. Now when she's punching, the little not the boxing glove, but the little sparring pads, they set on fire. And so she tells her uncle how her mom's about to get a promotion. So I think her mom's not the principal, but was the counselor or something. So anyway, so it's like a big family event, and they're gonna celebrate at Lucha Royale, which is supposed to be like this huge like wrestling event, kind of like WrestleMania type thing. And it's something he used to compete at when he won his first championship. But since becoming a superhero, he relinquished the title, and he hasn't wrestled since. And so he tells her, I can't make it because, superhero stuff, you know what I'm saying? And can't be around your family because supervillains will like attack them and, stuff like that. And so she keeps trying to convince him to where like he can go. And then so when she later leaves, he sees an old wrestling buddy of his. I'm not okay, my Spanish is bad now. It used to be okay. Never good, but okay back when I was in college. Guy wait, what is it? It's something like giant. Gigante or something like that. He's like this huge wrestler, and he's a buddy of like Cruz and stuff, and talking about how he misses him in the ring and stuff like that, and it gets to a point where Cruz like, already fine, whatever, I'll go and stuff, but he already told that to Scarlet, no, Violet. And so when I'm getting her now mixed up with her real name. And so when she goes home, the family's already celebrating because they can't wait to go to like the wrestling event. It's like a huge thing their family always does. And so Violet informs them that, their uncle's gonna be coming. And the family smiles turn to frowns, and they're all like, oh, like why? And everything. And it's not that they hate him or nothing like that. It's just that since he basically just abandoned the family, and they just kind of like moved on, and and stuff like that. But she ensures them it's going to be like a great time no matter what. And they've been planning something for the longest time. They're going to have the entire family on the Tikatron celebrating and stuff like that for the mom's, promotion and stuff. So in a way, they go there, and, tons of people are there. And it was cool seeing wrestling again. Because I had stopped watching wrestling many years ago. And I've only slowly getting back into it and stuff when it comes to WWE. And so, like, it was nice to see this type of wrestling on TV because, like, one, I never really get to see any luchador type wrestling. And two, Normally, when like wrestling, you know how when you watch like WWE or some other wrestling promotion thing, it looks like normal wrestling, but then when you watch it on a like a TV show, because wrestling is already scripted, and sometimes it be scripted like in advance, or sometimes like um it's like a shoot type thing and they do it on the fly, and that's when you need a real professional and stuff. But you ever notice when you watch it like on a TV show, it always looks like ultra scripted and everything. Well, this time it didn't really look that way, but it didn't really look the way you will do it, see it when it's like on like WWE or AEW or Impact. But it looked a whole lot better than what it normally does on TV and stuff. And so that was really cool to see. So when the uncle does show up, like he sees somebody like an old friend of his. It's like this wrestler that's like kind of like a samurai. So he goes to talk to him and he gets ambushed. And we don't know who punched him, but probably more than one person. But the question I always wondered was, why did they attack him? Did they know like who he is and stuff? So that part's never really explained. Or it could just be a bunch of thugs going to steal a bunch of money, and when they see somebody in the background, just knock them out. And so Violet, she's all like, where's Uncle? Where's Uncle? And so like she wants to track him on the cell phone, but the mom's all like, nah, leave him alone and stuff like that. Well, the brother gets a small story arc in this too. There's like this really cute girl that wants to like sit next to him and stuff. And so as the family's like cheering, that's when like God, I keep almost calling her Gwen or Scarlet. Gwen from Bunk, Scarlet for her real name. Well, her name's Violet on the show. So like she tracks him down anyway and sees that he's there. So she's all excited and she tells her family. So she goes looking for him. And then she sees him tied up. And he explains, like what happened. And so he's all like he has to take care of this, Black Scorpion style. She is kind of conflicted in what she should do. See, she loves being a superhero and everything, and she jumps at the chance to be one, but she really wants to be with her family tonight. And because this is something they've been planning for like the longest time and everything. And so she's starting to realize what he's been talking about, how when you're a superhero, you can't always interact with your family that much. So it's just constantly bouncing around her head. And so, but she decides she's gonna go be with the family. So before that, they go to the security room, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, before that, I think they go to the security room and they look at the footage and saw what all happened. And they see a group of wrestlers are attacking like people, and they plan on stealing the money that's supposed to be in the briefcase on a rope tonight. In a way, her dad sees her and he tells both of them, come in your seats right now, and like no back talking. It's funny how the like father bosses around her uncle, 'cause that's not his brother, like it's his brother-in-law, I think. I'm not really sure who he's related to, the mom or the dad. So they're there and everything, and then they make an excuse like to leave. And so at some point, she does decide to just put the superhero stuff behind her and go be with her family, and he's going to do like the superhero thing. So as the wrestling matches are continuing, and here comes like the bad guys and stuff. Well, in comes Black Scorpion, and so he's like fighting them off and everything. And I love seeing like his style of fighting because it's like very much wrestling. But then they're starting to get the better hand of him, and she realizes that he needs like a partner and everything. So while everything's still bouncing around in her head, because see, when they was in the security room, remember I said they wanted to do the whole Tychotron thing and stuff like that? Well, they had to do it without her and the uncle, and that really upset her. Like it really upset her so much to like see that she wasn't a part of that. And then that's when her father found her and talking about like getting your seat, because he tells her, you missed the big special thing, and now I have to Photoshop you in the like family card and everything. So when she realizes her partner needs a partner, she decides, what, I'm gonna have to leave my family at bay and go do the superhero thing. So she rushes in with her super lightning speed and everything, and she saves her uncle. And she's just like, zipping around the ring and like tying up their shoes and like all kind of stuff. And like I said before, it's very much the Batman and Robin type thing. He's Mr. Broody and she's Miss Chatty, won't stop talking and stuff. And so then he stops the main like bad dude who stole the money. So everybody who's watching it, they're all like, "Oh my God, that's the real Black Scorpion." They thought it was just a cheap imitation one and stuff. And so her dad turns out to be a huge Black Scorpion fan and stuff. And so, like, after everything was said and done, the family's like looking for her now. They can't find her and they're worried. Oh, let me get into the brother first. So the girl turns out they don't get along because she's a rudo. What that is like basically a heel in wrestling, and she supports the heels and he doesn't. So when he's all like, "Well, can we just be friends?" Well, he goes to shake her hand and she like pulls his arm like and twists it on his back and stuff. Hey man, love hurts. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the family's all worried and they're looking for her, and here she comes with her uncle, and they're just like upset and everything because they want to know like why did she leave them again and everything like that. But anyways, so Cruz's wrestling friend, who was the Gigante dude, he won the whole like battle royale type thing, and so the family's all excited because that's their favorite wrestler and stuff. So they got to take a selfie with him, and I really like the message they sent with this, with the whole if you're a hero, what do you do? Do you have a normal life with that of your family, or do you just fight crime to save people you don't know? And that's the thing I love about superheroes, that they always make that sacrifice. And Violet had to make that sacrifice tonight. And and it couldn't have been easy because she's just a teenage girl. She's not like an adult like him, who is very seasoned and stuff. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.